Because you can't really announce a fight and it just falls by the wayside. It just don't look great.
Do you reckon it'll happen?
No, not now. I mean,
do you want to watch?
Also, you know, Netflix are only going to do so many fights, and the word is they're doing Ben Garcia now on September the 12th or whenever that's going to be. And that's obviously the fight that's replacing Mayweather Pacquiao. Because if Mayweather Pacquiao happened, they're committed to that fight. But if it doesn't happen, they're going to want another fight to slot in there. And by the sounds of that, it's Garcia against...
My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard it for yourself. First of all, shout out to Fight Hype for dropping that interview. Gotta give him credit for that video. But Eddie Hearn just claimed, the word is, Ryan Garcia, the WBC welterweight champion of the world, will be taking on Zuffa Boxing's Conor Benn as the replacement fight September 19th. Due to his beliefs, Eddie Hearn's beliefs, that Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. will not happen. He says he doesn't think it's happening. And the word is that Netflix is already looking to have a backup replacement fight. And that replacement fight is going to be between Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn. Eddie Hearn just said that, ladies and gentlemen. Who did he hear this from? Where did this come from? The word is September 19th. Conor Benn versus Ryan Garcia as a replacement fight. Is it cap? Is Eddie Hearn just capping? Why would he cap about something like that? Promoting Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia. Doesn't really make sense. Unless he heard something. The word is. Now, when we talk about any type of fight with Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia, we got to talk about Oscar De La Hoya, because we can't forget about Oscar's Instagram story post talking about Conor Benn going on a media tour, says he wants to fight against Ryan Garcia, but how the F do you expect to fight against Ryan Garcia when you're signed to Zuffa Boxing? Basically implying, how do you expect to fight against my fighter, Ryan Garcia, who can't fight without my say-so? Oscar De La Hoya having the power to keep Ryan Garcia from certain fights. He's did it before. He'll do it again. Implying that Conor Benn, being with Zuffa Boxing, going on this media tour to fight against Ryan Garcia, is all for nothing. So, that being said, if you're going to have a fight with Ryan Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya has to be involved. So, Eddie Hearn saying the word is, who is he hearing this from? And is this actually true? Because Manny Pacquiao and Jazz Mathers, the CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions, the quarterback of it all, the guy who says he's setting it all up between Floyd Money Mayweather Jr., actually used to be a close friend of him too, did a bunch of business ventures together. They claim that if this fight doesn't happen with Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. due to contracts, that they are taking him to court and he is going to get sued. That there's 3 different contracts that he took. That there was an advance that he took. Eddie Hearn says he don't think the fight is actually going to happen. So, we got to see how this ends up playing out. But if this is true, this is absolutely breaking news. I think to myself, does this make sense? Because you not only have to get over the hurdle of Oscar De La Hoya, but you also got to think about the WBC and where Mauricio Sulaiman stands behind this. Will he be willing to comply and allow Ryan Garcia to defend his WBC welterweight title against a Zuffa fighter in Conor Benn? You not only got to get through Oscar De La Hoya and be able to try to convince this guy, but will you be able to convince the sanctioning body who has the power to not sanction the fight? We've seen what the IBF did with Jaya Pataya, and they could just strip Ryan Garcia. Listen, it makes sense for Netflix it makes a whole lot of sense for anybody that's involved, because you can get paid. Everybody's going to eat off of this big old stack of money that is ready to be there and offered by Netflix. But there's so many hurdles that you got to jump to be able to make this fight. So Eddie Hearn claims the word is that this fight is going to happen. It's so much more complicated than that. But the question is, which route is the sanctioning bodies and Oscar De La Hoya? Because at the end of the day, you know, Conor Benn and Dana White and Turki Al-Sheikh, who own 60%, they own 60% and are funding 100% of Zuffa Boxing. They own 60% of Zuffa, 40% TKO Holdings Group, Nick Khan and them own that. So it makes total sense for them, man. Everybody's gonna get paid, but can they convince the sanctioning bodies to comply? And recently we've been seeing Eddie Hearn and a lot of people tying up when it comes to Turki Al-Sheikh, and before, you know, holding his hand. Now ain't nobody holding his hand anymore, man. Ain't nobody holding Eddie Hearn's Turki Al-Sheikh's hand anymore, ladies and gentlemen. So things is getting real, but it's breaking news. Eddie Hearn says the word is Conor Benn, Ryan Garcia are scheduled to be the replacement fight between Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao. That is Netflix's plans. That is Zuffa's plans. Let me know what you guys think. This is the MMA Boxing Addicts channel bringing it to you.